Hello, Waffle here, and today I'm just going to make a short video today on the Soul Exchange portal. Sorry, I didn't manage to get the video out yesterday. I was unfortunately on call, so having to work long hours. I was completely knackered by the time I got home. Anyway, so SG has given lots of love in this Soul Exchange portal. There are some pretty amazing heroes that you can choose from, and I will talk about them specifically. This Soul Exchange portal has really given a lot of love to the Rush tournaments and Rush war defenses. So there should be no excuses anymore for people to not have a good Rush war tank, because they have Miss Lady of the Lake here, who is, in my opinion, the second best Rush war tank after Elfreak. And everyone, free to play, cheap to play, and obviously pay to play players can now have Lady of the Lake. Yes, she has got a costume at the moment, but her costume version is not particularly great, other than to give you a stat boost. So although you won't have the stat boost with Lady of the Lake, since you didn't get the base version, she's still a great base hero in Rush War. The other one who is going to be a monster in Rush War, if you don't have her already, is Mother North. Obviously, she's been around for quite some time. She's got a costume, and the costume version is better for the monk class, which is able to resist more, not only just mana abilities, but also other abilities such as Cave Crush's resistance to revival. But she is the best resurrector in this game, bar none, and a staple in Rush War metas, where she is commonly found on defenses, either by herself or in multiples in some cases, where they use both regular Mother North with costume Mother North. So if you already have a good Rush War tank such as Elfreak or Lady of the Lake, then she's going to be a significant upgrade to your defense. And if you do already have one Mother North, you can run both in what a lot of the top tier defenses run today. So those are the two best in terms of Rush War defenses. And I think you need to probably have serious consideration about choosing one of these two heroes if your Rush War defense is relying on less optimal strategies such as Trevo or Li Xiu. Outside of that, there are some really nice heroes to choose from, and I'm going to speak specifically about each hero now. So Kunchen was an OG purple tank back about 3 years ago now, where purple first became a prominent tank color alongside Ursina. His value has gone down significantly since then, because he's slow and the heroes have gotten a lot quicker and more powerful. For majority of cases, you will end up using a Rigard, since he is faster and equally as sturdy. Not to mention, he will require a lot less cleric class emblems. He's fine for Titans, but his defense down is not the greatest at only minus 34%. and there are better options for that for yellow titans. So all in all, he's not going to be a popular choice. Next we have Norns, who is a pretty niche hero. The main use for her is in Mythic Titans, where you can bring her and then use a weak colored team for that Titan. Commonly you would go against a yellow Titan, and you can go mono yellow with Norns to stack up some big damage. Again, another niche hero, and one that's for endgame players. Then we have the two worst picks here in the whole portal, which is Eldrade, who does some damage, but his damage output is fairly low, and then reflex status ailments only. And unfortunately, the metagame has switched away from status ailments. I think when they had this in the works, the meta already was moving away from your Gravemakers and Veilers through multiple nerfs and whatnot. So unfortunately, he is not the best green hero to pick. And then you have Lord Perseus, one of the OG Hero of the Months. Terrible back then, and equally terrible these days. He's a sniper, but he doesn't do enough damage, and blue has lots and lots of snipers, and a lot of them have bells and whistles attached to them, such as Finley, who chains and hits multiple enemies. You have Gaylard, who does a lot more damage. You have Magni, who gives defense up, or Costume Magni, who gives defense down. He on the hand decreases healing, which in the past was useful for heal wars, but people hated heal wars so much and voted for heal wars to be replaced by rush wars, which is everyone's absolute favorite wars. So he's kind of like lost his useful niche use there. And there's obviously the buff against nature, which doesn't really do much. And then there's Kagan, who's an interesting choice, because Kagan is a hero which is easily obtainable, but he comes with his costume. His costume itself is actually not the best because it's slow and it's a snipe effect. And yes, I know red doesn't have that many good snipers, but the main reason you actually want costume Kagan is for his original version. So you get his stat buff. Original Kagan is used widely in events, both the challenge towers as well as the monthly events, and of course your alliance quests. So I know that there are some players who have never ever gotten costume Kagan because he is a very niche hero. But if you're an eventer and you do not have any needs for any other heroes, then he is going to be a good choice, albeit you have to take it with a lot of people mocking you. Then you get to the 15 heroes, and we've already talked about Lady of the Lake, and we're going to talk about the others. So in the 15 heroes a bit, the other two of consideration are Ariel, who is still one of the best healers in the game. Obviously she has got a costume these days, and a costume does give her a stat boost, which is very important given her flimsy stats, which by today's standards makes her very, very, very easily killed. She's like a glass, but she's still a great healer because she heals for a good amount. She also gives mana generation, and she cleanses, and she's cleric class, which is very nice, especially since you can randomly ignore effects such as Elizabeth's Fiend's mana slow, the mana cut from Ferrand, Elfreak, mindless attack, for example. So she's all in all very, very good blue healer. Is she the best blue healer at the moment? Well, if they continue buffing Melina some more, Ariel is not going to be. But, at the moment, Melina is the best blue healer in the game, in my opinion anyway, because of her multiple users and the fact that she gives you a clean at very fast speed, and a chance for some mana generation, mana boost as well. But Ariel is a very, very solid choice. And the other choice, which is good but is niche, is Grimble. So he is a hero for the minion meta. Unfortunately, I think the minion meta is kind of past now, because approximately a year plus ago, we had Bera and Freya being absolute monsters in all our wars. You'll see them very commonly, and he would be a very good counter answer, especially if you can pair Grimble with other slow speed heroes or very slow speed heroes such as Elfric. So you could get 9 tiles, fire Grimble, kill the minions, and then charge your Elfric and win from there. There are lots of other minion answers now, not least in 4 stars as well. So you obviously have the originals such as Gobbler and Captain of Diamond, but you also have others such as Costume Gourmet and other 5-star options such as Eloise and Topaz, who obviously are a lot more difficult to obtain. So if you do struggle with the minion meta, Grimble's a fine choice. But if you are playing at the higher end of the game, where you would see a lot more Exnals and maybe Pharons, then he probably is one that is going to sit out. And then the other two, obviously, there's Devana, which is going to be Heidi's choice, since she's so OP, and we got her nerfed by using her too much. She's okay. She's a yellow dispeller. She has her users, particularly in Rush Wars, where you do need dispellers, especially if you're facing multiple taunt heroes. The problem is she hits like a wet noodle. She only summons one minion, who you can't target with that minion, so the minion will hit at random. If it so happens that your opponent has a target minion on them, that's great, but if it isn't, then you don't get any benefits from them. So she's okay. Again, another niche hero that is Heidi's gonna pick, but no one else. And last but not least is Anzogh, who was not great back when he was released, and is still very, 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 very unimpressive today. He deals damage and he heals, but the problem is that because of his low attack stat, he actually doesn't do that much damage, and so he doesn't heal that much. So you're better off just getting a pure healer. In fact, Boltas will actually do a lot more than him in the majority of circumstances. So yeah, one of them to sit out. And then we go to the 20 heroes, and there is where there are some very sweet options there. So we already talked about Mother North. If you don't have a taunt hero, or even if you do, let's say you have Kara, but Black Knight is still a excellent hero. I have 2 max Black Knights. Probably will max another one when the time comes. And the costume is going to make him probably even scarier. He's just so good. The thing is that the current meta game is full of heroes that do lots of damage to everyone. So if you just have a taunt hero active, it's going to be able to protect a lot of your team. So he's one of those heroes which is highly in the must consider option. Then you have the Jack of all trades, which is Lord Loki, who is great in Rush Wars. So he acts for me as another taunt hero, because usually when I bring him, I'm going to be copying opposing Ludwigs or Krampus, and then later in the game maybe copy the Lady of the Lake or Elfric. So he's very versatile in Rush Wars. I don't really use him in regular wars, um, because his average speed is kind of slow, and I hate to say that because at top end defenses they oftentimes average speed heroes are rather slow without the appropriate stat to back them up. But a great hero for rush wars. And similarly, Lepiota is another godsend in rush wars, simply because she answers everything. She's versatile and useful at every phase of rush war. So at the beginning, if you get 6 tiles, you can ghost a hero either, and that's usually going to be a wing hero or the tank, so that you're able to then have tiles to ghost and charge up the rest of your team. She's an answer to taunt heroes, so your opponent has a taunt up such as Ludwig, you can get rid of him even if they have a other wolf family in there to trigger off an undispellable taunt. She will still get through that. And obviously lately now we have got lots of Kalos in the defense. She also will be able to get through the stone skin of Kalo, even though that's undispellable, because she is like Bleach, she gets through everything. Obviously she has gone through multiple nerfs, because in her original form she would be able to ghost Mother North in a corner, so Mother North would not be able to resist her. She's not able to, which is sad. So she's got a bit worse, but she's still a exceedingly powerful hero, and one that if you are serious about going against multiple top tier defenses, you would want to have a few Lapiotas up your sleeve. And last but not least is Sif, who is okay. I have her. I have used her a bit. She's a good fun hero to use in a defensive team, where you basically bring lots of healers and Sif, maybe a Resurrector just in case, and the whole point is that you fire Sif and let your opponent just kamikaze themselves on her. She's fun to use. I do think that when they designed her, they kind of missed the trick on her, because they designed her as rogue class. So your opponent may fire the sniper at Sif, and you really, really want her to take the damage and riposte and reflect all the damage, but she then dodges it and you're like left with your egg on your face. I think like for 20 heroes there are the better choices, but what do I know. Anyway, that's my breakdown of the heroes in Soul Exchange, and now I'm going to make my choice for Soul Exchange. I've got lots of poop that I have stored away, as you can see. At one point I had 8 Ariels, to poop away. Still got some, as you can see, that I thought about working on, then decided not to. And about 1 billion Karas, so we're going to exchange 1 billion Karas, and we're going to take Lord Perseus. And I'm sure Charvel will be very, very happy with this. Anyway, take care, make your choice wisely, don't choose Perseus like me, and whatever you do, enjoy your new hero. Take care, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!